What is LUF? What's it got to do with anything? Why a LUF? Who do you love? Who wrote the book of LUFs? These questions, I couldn't let them just stand. They were plaguing my mind like a wildfire raging up my spine, and I couldn't sit, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, couldn't fantasize. It was driving me to the very brink of insanity. I nearly lost all of my minds, and I barely made it back alive. Is this story complete? Is this the finale, the definitive answer of what a LUF is? I'll allow you to be the judge. Hi. I'm one man with a dream of making volume accessible to the masses, because I mean that's really the difference between professional and non-professional. If you actually look down at the music, because it all comes down to choices of things and how insane I was going, just trying to keep up with the Joneses and make my volumes as loud as their volumes and match, and it just didn't seem right that the people out there didn't have access to LUFs the way that some people do, and I figured I'd do something about it. I bring you what's LUFs got to do with it. What is a LUF? Can you spend a LUF? Where do LUFs come from? You know? I want to know what LUFs are. I want someone to show me. So I packed everything I own, climbed in the nearest trash can, waited for trash day. It was 4 cold nights. Trash day was Wednesday. I thought I could jump on things. I thought maybe, but it wasn't. Met some Muppets and stuff. It was pretty cool, but it living off trash is no way for a human to survive. I could have got out of the trash can and gone to my house, and I had plenty of food in there, but I needed to know. Okay, I'm sorry. I needed to know, not just guess. I needed to know what. Why are they all talking about LUFs? What's LUF got to do with it? What is a LUF? And these questions just keep bother me. So when I got dumped at the nearest landfill, quickly oriented myself to where things were. Some seagulls helped me find my way out. That wasn't LUF. It was friendly, but it wasn't LUF. It was loud. Mainly they wanted me out of their nest. It wasn't LUF. You know what I mean? I want LUFs. Traveled the world. Long story short, Google fucking had the answer the whole time. God damn it. That's how we got the GTS database as being our fucking sponsor. Is all I had to do. The whole time. I'm over here in the Himalayan mountains, transcribing ancient documents, searching for Bigfoot, trying to ask him. Turns out his cousin Yeti lives there. It's not even where you look for big feet. Bigfoots. They have Bigfoots. It's the wrong color, man. They're built for the snow. I want something in the Northwest. I went to another country for something I could have gone to the Pacific Northwest. I went and searched the country and the world for what volume is. Turns out you just go to Google. Let's see if we can do that for you real quick. Because I'm going to save you a trip real quick. Trash is no way to live. There's no way to live. It's just not. Um, it's just a bad life, really. You think things went wrong if you're surviving off trash. I'm not saying it's your fault, but things went wrong. It's trash. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying no one should have to. So I went ahead to my local GTS database store. I started looking around for what I could find. And so I was like, I started with what's LUFS got to do with it. And they're like, what the fuck are you saying, man? AI literally reached out and slapped me in the face and like, rephrase your question, please. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. LUFS, what is? And they like, try again. What makes up volume? And they're like, do you mean water? Volume of a glass? I mean, do you need the formula? What are you looking for, man? You're confusing me, and I'm AI. I know everything. What the fuck? I'm jumping in and out of dimensions and shit, and I cannot figure you out, sir. Could you please restate the question? I had no other way to put it. I was on the edge of sanity at this point in time. I hadn't drank water in like 4 weeks. Sucked. I had water out there. I just refused to drink anything until I found out what the answer was. And yes, it took me that long searching Google for this shit. So you're welcome. You hear my voice? This isn't because I was screaming, man. I was losing my very mind. Finally, I put the right combination of words together. How did I phrase that? What is a LUF? That's what I put. That's what it was. And it came up with a bullshit answer just like it's doing now. Let's take a look real quick. Lowest usable high frequency. LUF stands for, it does get it right there. Because see the next one, what are LUFs? That's what I was looking for. LUF stands for loudness units relative to full scale. So there's your answer right there. That's what a LUF is. The end. I was satisfied with that answer. I mean, that answered everything. It's a loudness unit, full scale, LUFs. Okay, cool. It's a loudness unit. The fuck does that mean? The questions in the sleepless nights pursue again. Because as soon as one answers, it's like an onion. You keep peeling it, but it just keeps going. It just won't stop. What's a decibel? If that's what the fuck, what do we do? What are we doing? What are you guys doing? I find about the loudness wars. Very secretive. Who won the loudness wars? I did that search, but I can't find anything. Loudness wars. Not 2023. This is like 90s. Yeah, see, they got pictures. The loudness war, Wikipedia. But there's no winner. You know what I mean? Like the Civil War. If I did who's the Civil War? Who won the Civil War? I'd have that. Who won the fucking World War? Who won I got that. They got this. But for some reason, they're secretive. And this began the true forest fire in my brain. And the sleepless nights spent that day. Oh my God, there were so many sleepless nights that day. Oh, fuck. Holy shit, I got trapped inside of a time warp for 40 years in 5 hours. It boggled my brain to the point where I had to poop and then realize it was all just a bad trip. And I'd been talking to myself in the mirror this whole time. No, none of it had the trash can. None of it happened. Turns out it was still the day that I asked the question originally. What's LUF got to do with it? Ayahuasca is a motherfucker. So, and Rick James is right. It is a hell of a drug. That's just neither here nor there. I wasn't doing that, but it is a hell of a drug. It is. So, as I'm realizing that this is all a bunch of, true shit I'm making up, I'm no closer to an answer of what loudness is. What is volume? You know what I mean? It's still the hunger persists. I keep eating and eating and eating and drinking, and I'm still fucking thirsty. I keep sleeping, and I can't wake up. At some point in time, I've got to get out of this madness loop, right? It's been fucking 40 years. Finally click the link. Duh, it's a link. It's a goddamn hyperlink. Shit. It opens up, and then, and then they go through the history of all the things that happened with the loudness wars, Phil Spector wall of sound, and reverberation and compression, and like, okay, cool. 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s, and like Axl Rose, Bob Ludwig, Chinese democracy. You got all this stuff, and you keep going. Ian Shepherd, Dynamic Range Day, You know what I'm saying? You got all the stuff. The analysis of 2010 suggests loudness trend may peaks around 2005. Okay, we went too far. 2010s. So, okay, we went too far. 2000s. Okay, there's the 2010s, and we should have a clear who won. But early 2000s, loudness war become fairly widespread, especially with some remastered re-releases. Greatest hits with Nicholas in 2008. This isn't the answer I'm looking for. But who won? It's probably later on. No, rated by criticism. You see why I started not to be able to sleep? Debate. Okay, debate. We got to win. Who won? There was a debate about who won. It was also challenged by Ian Shepherd and Bob Katz on the basis that LRA was just variation. That's the debate continues regarding measurement methods are most appropriate for evaluating the loudness war. Okay, so who won? 2020. By 2010, it was pretty clear that analysis of the 20 and then 2010 suggests that the loudness trend may have peaked around 2000. Okay, so we just got to go to 2005. There's 2000. In 2000, okay, that's too late. In late, see, it says late. In too late. It's too late. 2005, 2008. It said 2005, right? Now, it was analysis. 2000. Okay, so 2005. So who won in 2005? 2000s, and we got up into here because this is too late here. So it's going to be in this section right here. Who won? Who won? Death Magnet. Okay, yeah, I remember that. It was just too loud and it was like and distorted in sound. Yeah, causing distortion. So yeah. This was reported by customers and the industry professionals and covered in multiple interactions. People didn't like it. It was too loud. We're getting closer. Okay, so it's too loud. Loudness is something about being too loud or not too loud and distorting, right? Okay, so we're getting close. Somebody won this war. A mastering engineer involved in Death Magnet. Here we go. Criticized the approach when a version of the album without dynamic range compression. So they turned it down because people didn't like it. Okay, so we're getting close. Copies of this version were actively sought out by those who had already purchased the official CD release, the Guitar Hero version of the album songs. So did Guitar Hero win? Hang on. Did Metallica win? No, Metallica didn't win because theirs was too loud and got turned. So what was the album before that won? 2000, 2005? No, these are industry standards. The fuck is the LUF? Measured LUFs may further vary among streams. Okay, so LUF is varies. Okay, I'm having a hard time with this. What is a LUF? This question drove one documentary in Istis of person. The raggedy edge. It seemed like the closer I got to the answer, the further the answer eluded me. I had dreams. I could say the answer so clearly, but I couldn't make out its face. And then I'd go to take the veil off, and it was just gone, and I'd wake up. And I'd scream, "Why, Lord, why?" I was so close to figuring out what a volume LUF is. Was that LUF? Was that too LUF? Was that LUF? No. Had something to do with it, though. Had to have something to do with it, because that was too loud. I started clipping. Okay. Sean, you graduated high school. You can figure this out. Right? Got a diploma. I'm as smart as any person out there. You can't teach street smarts, motherfucker. So I started using my street smarts. Boom. That's one thing they can't do. They can't take that away from me, can they? Oh, they can take my education away from me over here on that screen right there. That's telling me 2010. They can stop me, but they can't stop my street smarts. Nah, they don't teach that in school. So I start turning the volume knob on the. Is that a LUF? Tweaking the volume knobs on all my little volume controls. I was tweaking them and pulling them and seeing if that was LUFs. That wasn't LUFs. Rousing, but not LUFs. He's licking a speaker. Is that LUF? Lick a woofer, right? It's LUF, but it's not the right kind of LUF I'm looking for. Can you hug a LUF? No, but it can hug you. I found out the hard way. It can punch you in the chest. Did you know that? Don't fuck around with a LUF. You LUF, but it's not a LUFing matter. Don't LUF. It's not funny. And all this time, I still don't know what LUF is. And no one will show me. I want to know what LUF is. Who wrote the book of LUF? I wonder. Who? Huh? Everybody uses the book of LUF. You see, they're just, let's see, there's a book of LUF. Look. Industry standard. Look at this. There's a book of LUF. And these are the rules available in premium. Look, there are rules of LUF. So who wrote the book of LUF, and why does it vary so much? Why is YouTube doing -7 and everybody else is doing around 14 to 16? Is YouTube the only American page that said fuck you? No, because they got commercials. Wait. No, okay. Hang on, I thought I had something, but no, I don't. Anyways, radio broadcasting. Okay. Listeners from the radio station contribute to loudness, war, and okay, so that's what led to it. Apparently, the loudness of a song caused people to freak out a bit. Apparently, people think louder music is better music. Okay, cool. That explains why older Bob Dylan stuff like that's really quiet in those mixes. Probably why they remastered all those things, because compared to modern mixes, it made him sound like Bob Dylan wasn't a really good musician, because, I mean, it's really quiet. And it seems like, what did you do wrong? It just nothing. It was just old. They didn't have the technology they had then. So, okay, I'm trying to figure out what a LUF is. It's not a decibel. It's not even volume, because a glass of water can have volume. Wait a minute. A glass of water can have volume. How full is it? What? How full is the glass? I've got a glass of water right here. It's over 2/3 full. Why'd you feel like that? So when I move it, it doesn't spill. Oh, gotcha. Because any sloshing and whooshing around, I can do some, but it won't splash and get out there and drip on me, or on the floor, or anything like that if I splash it around. Hang on, I'm thirsty. Oh, God, can you imagine if that was soup? God, that'd be thick as hell, wouldn't it? God, you could be able to swallow that. That wouldn't be a really good drink at all. Like a condensed soup. Fuck, that would be hard to swallow. Could you imagine if it was full of meat? You couldn't even turn it over, and you could spill that. You could just turn that around all you want, and then it would just be so compressed that it would be compact in there, and it wouldn't. You know what I mean? It'd be probably, yeah, that much water. It probably wouldn't weigh as much as that much meat jammed in there. Wait. LUF is the weight of volume? Abstractly. Well, a loudness unit. Okay. Loudness unit in a decibel. So kind of, yeah, it's kind of like the weight of volume. How full is the glass? What's the substance inside the glass made of? Clear, transparent water? That would be like talk, and you can get as loud as you need. But if you had a chunky soup and you wanted everything to come through clearly, you would need to make sure it wasn't over full. And that was a good average of meat to potatoes to sauce and all that stuff. You're not planning on drinking it. If you cram it full of meat, just meat, and not enough sauce, it won't pour. If you cram it just liquid and no meat, it won't be filling. So we have to find somewhere in between. Trying to figure out what LUF's got to do with it. So there's a compression and reverb, what they're saying here, some compression and reverbs and things like that. Okay, it's because reverb fills up the space with nothing. It's just echo and reverberation. So if we crank down the amount of reverberation, especially on something like as big as the bass, well, then you're cutting off the tail ends of stuff so that things don't resonate so far and so long, so there's more room in the mix for other things. Okay, so no reverb on the bass. Well, that's just a guideline. You can put some on there, and it'll make it sound like it's being recorded live. But generally speaking, yeah, no reverb on the bass. Okay, that's part of the rules of the book. Who wrote that? I don't know. Bobcats, maybe. Who's Bobcats? God damn it, guy. We went through this earlier, man. He was the guy that did he was talking about, CD mastering and shit like that, We just went over this, dude. Are you not paying attention to what's happening? Why are we talking if you're not gonna pay attention? I have questions. Well, that's true. That's fair. Let's find out who Bobcats is. Let's go to the GTS database. Let's see what Bobcats. Don't worry about what it says when it's up down B. You just don't. Big booties is not a thing. Big booty bitches. Don't worry about what the fuck. All right, so Bobcats, Wikipedia. So what? It's 3 Bs. So is Build Back Better and Big Beautiful Bill. Big booty bitches is just shut up. Cats taught. Okay, so he taught at the Institute of Audio Research. So that's. You can take his advice, I guess. The Institute for Audio Research. That sounds pretty impressive. It's like that more than a fucking guy on the internet who's gone clearly insane. Lost his fucking shit, got stuck 40 days in a 5-hour period. So, don't listen to that dude. Listen to Bob Katz. Jazz and classical. Okay, so there we got some. Okay, all right. This guy seems to know what he's talking about. All right. I just want to know who this guy was. I have questions. You got questions? They've got answers. Oh, wait, did he write books? Yeah, he wrote some books about. Oh, okay, so he's got a whole thing, Science by The Art of the Science of Mastering Audio by Bob Katz. Okay. The Whistleblower. Did you write that too? I don't know. Maybe he did. He's warning people about what's LUF's got to do with it. He had some complaints. There he is. There's Mr. Katz. I don't know where Mr. Dogs is, but that's Mr. Katz. How you doing, Mr. Katz? I've read some of your stuff here. I got some of your stuff printed out right here in my studio. I keep it with me at all times. This one's called Giving Your Recordings a Produced Sound. I've got a couple other ones that is mixing and mastering, like the professionals. I thank you, sir. It helped me a whole lot with what I do now, and what I've learned on my trip to insanity. And sometimes you must go insane for the things you love. For what is love if not insanity? Your willingness to put someone above yourself. That's stupid. That's detrimental to your health. Yeah. Why? Because I love them more than myself. I love you. If you walk away with nothing else today, just know. Well, with that LUFs, I love you. I tried to bring the one documentarian stands against what? They're usually rising up against something. Right now, I'm just a rebel without a cause. And this is where the story continues. So we go on looking for what's volume. What's the volume of music? You know what? Let's not do that. What is the temperature of music? No. What is artificial intelligence? No. What is What is a big booty bitch? No. That's getting distracted. Stop thinking like that. Stay focused. You see why it took 40 years and 5 hours? Great. I didn't say it was a bad 40 years. I didn't say it was a bad 40 years. But I was stuck. Oh, I was stuck. Okay, so I didn't say I wanted to leave anywhere. I just said I was stuck. You guys got dirty minds. I was talking volume of music. Not big booty bitches. Shut the fuck up about that. And get me distracted. So I decided to pioneer a new road. What is a pioneer? Speaker. I need to know what a pioneer speaker, not a pioneer, a pioneer speaker. What is one who pioneers speaking? You see how frustrated it is to go out there and look for things in the internet. What is a pioneer? I guess we have to look them up separately as a pioneer and then as a speaker, and then put the two words together. God damn it. Oh, well, there's the definition right there. I thought they were going to show me some planes called a pioneer, but no. Pioneer is a person who is the first to study and develop a particular area of knowledge, culture, etc., which others then continue to develop. Pioneers are often innovators who push the boundaries and advance causes or ideas. Historically, pioneers were also those who settled new regions, opening them up for occupation and development. Well, I mean, occupation, that's not necessarily a good thing. I hear you, but that's not necessarily a good thing. But yeah, I hear you. You know what I mean? That's a pioneer, someone who's doing things that are new. So we can't call someone a pioneer who's doing something that's old. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't work. There's already been a Mars rover lander. It doesn't work. He wouldn't be a pioneer at all. So, stealing all the money so that the poor die and you get rich, that wouldn't even be pioneering either. JP Morgan did that already. Donald Trump tried and failed. So Marge's hair is stupid. And then I was like, but what is volume though? You know? And they're like, you could use Pantene. I'm like, not that kind of volume. I want to know what LUF is. I want you to show what. I want to know what LUF is. And they said, stop yelling at me. And I said, you won't answer me. God damn it, I already read this. See, the purple means I've already read this. Videos, I know what LUF is. I say, foreigner. No, that's what love. I don't want to know what love is. What do you think this is a joke? You see why I almost went sane? I almost went sane. That's how crazy I went. It almost started to make sense. And I got scared. And I ran like a bitch. And cried for my mom. I'm not too proud. Why you should not master it. See, well, if you shouldn't. See, everybody's got their own opinions. Everybody's got their own opinions. Perry Farrell was right. There ain't no wrong, right? He was right. Let's game that out for a second. You were mastered at negative 14 levels because the internet says you should. You mastered at negative 10 because that's where it sounds good. And then scenario, Spotify listen to volume on for negative 14 LUFS. Please with no choice about so basically everyone's choosing the LUF because someone said so, which is what I've been saying this whole fucking time. When was this written? 4 years ago. Okay. First time seeing that. Pardon me. But yeah. It's obviously not volume, it's not. It's industry standard. Right, industry standard. Who says that? The industry. Right, but why? Well, the volume wars. Right? So you came with the measurement of LUFS, which are loudness units full scale. Who won the volume war? Sony? It's industry standard, right? So which industry, which company within the industry set the standard? Sony? Capitol Records. Who won? Why am I able to hear the commercial from the next room? How do they know it's not going to blow my speaker playing their shit that loud? You know how loud I've got my stereo cranked in? I've got my stereo cranked like 3/4 of the way. They're not at all afraid of blowing my speaker out, even though I have it at the volume I want it to be at, and I leave the room. And the volume gets louder. So they can still bombard me in the bathroom or in the kitchen or wherever I go, even out in the yard. During a commercial break, I still hear their commercial. How do they know they're not going to negative 14 LUFS? So you can go to 0 decibels. If you're not hitting 0 LUFS, you aren't blowing the speaker. You aren't clipping. Who won the loudness wars? Not music. Commercials won. They saved the top headroom of all that volume for one thing. Are you going to go to the song before you ever seen the song? Dun, 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 dun. And now we're back from the commercial break. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Anal leakage may buy. Right? How do they know? I'm not going to blow my speakers. Why do I always got to grin my face? Turn the volume down. Or, you can turn on level sound. That's another option there. But how do they know? If I don't have that on my shit, I'm not going to blow my $4,000, $5,000 audio file if I have one. Finely tuned audio system. How do they know? Because the decision of how loud a clear mix was decided. And then they sold that area to commercials. Or at least commercialism came in and said, hey, save that top 5 decibels of headroom for us so that we'll always be louder without blowing their speakers, and we'll pay you this much. After a while, it's just industry standard. Shut the fuck up. Because it is. You can go to negative 10, sure. No, you don't want to go negative 7. Why? Just shut the fuck up. The industry standard says, on top of that, Spotify will cut you and bring the volume down. Everybody will bring you down. Everybody will bring the volume down. That's why, because it's the industry fucking standard. You understand me? Just do what you're fucking... Shut the fuck up. We've been doing it like this for so fucking long, and here you come starting shit. Shut up. It's negative 14 LUFS. Industry standard, just do that. Negative 17. You can go to 10 if you want to, but I wouldn't go any louder than that because it's just industry standard. And then you're going to start getting, then the algorithms are going to start chopping your headroom off to be quiet. Why are they going to chop my head? Shut. You shut the fuck up. But I'm saying I'm getting it to like negative 7 on my, dude, hang on, just hear me out. I'm getting a clear negative 7 LUFS at 0. Well, I dial it down to negative 1. And it's louder than anything I've heard commercially. And I play the whole song through my speakers that have a limiter on them so I don't blow them out. So I know when it's getting too loud, it'll hit the limiter first and warn me with a red light. I'm going to clip my speakers. These are very, not expensive, but for speakers, they're expensive. That's why they have this built in. So it'll hit that limiter first and not blow your speakers and let you know that it's reading too hot. Your point? Why am I getting -7 for 5-10 minutes in a row without blowing my speakers? And you're telling me to crank it to -14. Well, because -7. No, 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 no. That's before I go to master, fuckface. Before you go to master? Yes. Clean. No clipping. None of that shit. On the mastering edge, I can add some more cleanup to it and frequencies and shit, sculpt it a little bit better, and add more compression to it. Get it somewhere like, I went as far as -2. Clean. Oh, we're learning shit over here. You can teach an old dog new tricks. I get. My old mixes aren't representing that. New ones are. That's why we're working on remixing shit. So I've been doing some of these videos and stuff because we can take the industry back. We don't have to let commercials define